You have to be authentic. I'm going to say that one more time. You have to be authentic in everything that you do. From the minute you get up to the minute you go to bed, I strongly advise that you be authentic. I feel like we live in a world where it is just so easy to copy the person next to you, and that is really, really bad. Social media is one of the main drivers of just people losing their authenticity. So I want you to take a moment to think about what you want to do in life. And if you don't know what you want to do, that's okay. That's okay, but I want you to think of something that you would really enjoy doing, okay? And that thought is right there. You have that thought in the back of your mind, whether you say that out loud or not. Think about the people in that niche, in that demographic. So if you were to pick social media content creation, say for an example, you pick a really successful vlogger or someone who makes specific content that you enjoy, do not copy them, okay? You cannot have the mindset of, if I do what they did, I can make it too. That is absolutely wrong. That couldn't be further from the truth. How they got to where they are and what they did, that's their authenticity, okay? The way they acted towards the camera, the way they edited their videos, the way that they did what they did was their own authenticity. And I'm not saying that you can't take little bits from really successful people and implement that into your life. That's a really good idea, but do not plagiarize people's ideas, pretty much. It's fine to rewrite it and fine tune it into what works for you, but you need to be authentic about what you do in life, okay? There is a lot of things that I want to talk about when I'm making this video right now, so I need to just break it down into a few concise points, but enough information for hopefully at least one of you to watch this video and actually understand what I'm trying to say, because I'm not trying to appeal to the masses, okay? It would be really nice if I could, but that's really optimistic. So I'm hoping that I can get at least one single person that can just hear what I'm saying and just understand and be like, I got that, I'm gonna be authentic. So I'm going to start with what I believe is the most important piece of information that I can give, and it is that you have to be authentic in the way you behave. Okay, so there's lots of ways you can be authentic in life, and I think behavior, in my opinion, is the biggest point. So if I had to say one thing about behavior, and I'd love to give an example, so think about when you were in school and there's a social hierarchy, and let's say for example, because I definitely wasn't, I was not at the top of that. I wanted to be, and what that made me do is that made me behave completely different to how I wanted to sound, how things that I wanted to say, things that I wanted to do. I couldn't do that because I was stuck in this mindset that I had to please the people above me in order to fit in or just sort of revolve around that social hierarchy, and that was where I didn't belong, okay? And looking back, I wish I never even cared about that, but it's obviously a lot easier for you to get sucked into that when you're younger. So what I would recommend is that you just start implementing things in your life that you enjoy. So say for example, you're surrounded by people that want to do one thing and you want to do the other. You have that freedom of choice. You can do what you want to do. Don't do what other people want to do just so you can fit in or just so you can please them. It is no longer that standard anymore. You have full control over everything that you want to do. I highly pledge for you to start implementing something like that in your life. And you notice that when you start doing things in life that you want to do, you will become a happier person, right? And that was my biggest thing in school, was if I can make other people happy, that'll make me happy. But what I never realized is that if I'm not happy, how can I make other people happy? So I was just under this false belief that as long as I could, make the other people around me laugh or make them think I'm cool or anything like that, that would be enough for me. And there's no way today that if I were to start doing that again, that I would get anywhere. I would hit rock bottom. And think about it like this. If you were to say what you truly wanted to say around those people and they didn't agree with it, that's, in my opinion, that's life's way of cutting out people. Imagine you just lived under a false persona for years and years, and it just drained you. And eventually, you're nowhere near where you want to be. That group of people wants to go and do something over here, and this whole time your dream is over here. So why are you going away from your dream? Why are you putting yourself in such a bad position like that? I think not being authentic only drags you further away from your goals, and that's awful. We all want to succeed. Everybody is unique in their own way, and the easiest way to scientifically explain that is that we all have our own unique thumbprint. So if that's not enough, I don't know what to tell you. So if you can't even understand that, if you can understand that, then you should know that you're authentic. You're a one-of-one copy. There is no one else with your thumbprint. It is simply you. So why are you acting like other people when you're not? You are scientifically not the person next to you. You were never meant to be, you never will be. So why do you keep behaving that way? That's what a lot of people never think about. And that's why I'm here talking, is because I want somebody to hear that. If you asked me 3 years ago, 3 years ago, if you were to say that you were going to start filming in front of a camera and shooting this type of content, the younger me probably would have made fun of you and been embarrassed and said all this stupid stuff. But you know why? Because I want to do that. I was secretly wanting to do all of that. I would be jealous, I would be envious, and so I would try and put you down. And the reason I behaved like that is because the people around me behaved like that. It was just a stigma around filming something like this, and you would lose your aura or just something like that. And now, because I'm learning to be more authentic, I don't care. When I post something like this, the people that unfollow, that's fantastic, because now I know the type of people that I want to talk to. And when you act differently to how you truly want to be, you're going to attract the wrong people. It is the law of attraction, is if you are faking things in your life, if you are behaving in a different way, not only are you going to push away like the people, if you were authentic, you would attract more like-minded people. You would attract more authentic people, and those people that would fit into your bubble. And if you were to act the opposite, you would not only push them away, but you'd also be pulling in other people who are living a life that you don't want to live, or are behaving in a way that you don't want to. That is why you have to be authentic, because it brings in more authenticity. You get to have more things that you've wanted. And you look at the most successful people in the world, they're authentic, because and success is not defined by money. Money is a massive, massive bonus. Okay, you need to start understanding that. Money is a massive bonus, but it is not everything. But what I'm really trying to say here is that the most successful people are authentic, right? They do They are successful because they did what they wanted to do. 99% of the time when you hear people say like, oh, I got filthy rich because I did something that I didn't want to do. No, it's because they turned their passion into a job. They turned what they wanted to do into success. That is what it means to be authentic, is if you can find something that you want and you can somehow turn that into a career. Like this for example, I love doing this. I love spreading word. I love teaching people. I love to learn new things. If I could somehow turn that into a career, for me, that would be the end goal. Whether that works out or not, it doesn't matter, because I'm being authentic. And by being authentic, I can meet more like-minded people who are authentic, or they can put me onto a path. They can lead me onto a different path that aligns with me, because we share similar interests. That's why you have to be authentic, because you will have people like that. They will bring you closer towards what you truly want to do. That's the whole point of learning. Otherwise, you'd never understand anything. Okay, that's huge. Another thing that I want to talk about is probably something that we're all victim to. I know I am, which is why I'm going to talk about it, but I guarantee a lot of people have fallen into this whole rabbit hole of lack of authenticity. So I would post something on social media and I would try my hardest for it to be good or perfect, and when I do post it, all I can think about is who's viewed it, who's liked it, who hasn't viewed it, and why haven't they viewed it. You know, I cared so much about what people thought about me, what people thought about if I'm cool enough, or if I look good, or, you know, if people just would pay attention. I think attention was a big part of it. But when I think about it now, this is going back to what I was talking about before, is if I push away 10 people with what I post, but I bring one person closer, the smaller your circle is, the better, okay? Because there's less to worry about. It is so much better to have one really strong sword than 10 weak swords. That is a terrible example, but I think you can understand it enough to realize what I was trying to say. But everybody cares so much about what they post and the trends, trending, everything trending, especially is like, it is horrible, because you try to jump on a trend and most of the time that trend is something that you are not even close to. Just do your own thing. Do your own thing. One of my biggest fears is when I get old and I look back on my life and I think, why didn't I do that? Why did I not make that video? What would have happened if I posted that video or that photo, or I made that comment, I sent that message? That is terrible. Your lack of authenticity is stopping you from doing so many things in your life. It is ruining your chances at being successful. If you have made it this far into this video, I'd like to say thank you so much, and I will only take up a little bit more of your time because I would like to talk about one final point, and that is how your life would change if you start to be more authentic. And most people don't think about this enough, but when you start doing what you want to do, there is no way that you are going to be upset about doing that. It is impossible. It's what you want to do. Why would you be upset? You are thrilled. You are filled with joy and excitement, and it is just natural dopamine that your body should be receiving day in and day out. It will never feel like work to you, no matter what you're doing, Whether for me it's going to the gym, that never feels like a chore. That feels like I'm grateful to have that as a hobby. Like, I enjoy going to the gym. I rock up with a smile on my face because I know that I am doing something that I want to do, and it's only going to promote my life. It is such a good thing to do. So start thinking about what you want to do, and think about all the little branches that come with that. So your happiness, your peace of mind. Once you start doing something that you want to do, you are going to be way less stressed because you're focusing on yourself. You are not worried about this outer bubble. All right, that should never exist in your mind. You should never be worried about what other people think, because in 5 to 10 years, you're probably not going to remember this video. I'll be honest. You are not going to remember it. That's just the way life is now. Okay, for the 99.9% of people watching this, you're not going to remember it. Chances are you won't even remember me. Okay, if you're seeing me for the first time, you are not going to remember me. That's fine. I'm okay with that. That's my authenticity. Is I know that this is not permanent, just like how life isn't permanent. So that's cool with me. But what you need to understand is just how important, like how much of a mental change authenticity brings. You become so much more confident. Every single positive like aspect that you can think about, it's all linked to authenticity. There's really no negative side to being authentic. So why choose to be something you're not? That's what I don't understand. It's what's promoted on social media. Social media is one of the biggest killers of everything. It is such a driver for negativity. And the more you get older, I hope the more that you start to wake up to that. Because whilst I'm using it in a positive way to deliver my message, you're going to see so much negativity on social media, and it drives me insane. You need to start doing things that increase your dopamine, and you will never look back. You make choices in life and you don't look back. You be authentic and you don't think twice about it. If you're authentic and people walk away, that's life's way of saying they're not the person for you. More specifically, God's way. Because I'm a Christian, I fully believe that that is God's way. But if you are not, that is okay. Think of it that it is life's, or it is a higher power's way of just getting rid of something that's never supposed to be there in the first place. And could you imagine if you had that person stick around for 5 to 10 years longer, and all they were doing was suppressing somebody else who could have been so much better for you? You wouldn't even think for a second. You would immediately cut them off. You would immediately just, you'd feel so regretful. So please, one last time, you have to be authentic. God bless everybody watching this video. Next one is going to be crazy.